Hey everyone, I think I am live. So welcome today to myself and my live stream. I figured I would just come on. It's been a little while. So yes. If you would like priority answering, feel free to super chat, do a super thanks. And I will get straight to you and I will cut everyone else out and it'll just be a me and you type thing, you know? You kind of like that? Okay. Anyways, how's it going, everyone? I can see people already in the comments. Happy New Year. It is for sure 2026. Thanks for being here. It's, just me and me again, me, myself, and I. Yes. Hello. Let's answer some questions. Okay. You just saw the Theodore Brooks. He just saw 1972 Fiat X19. I know what a Fiat is. I don't know what an X19 is, nor do I know what a 1972 one looks like. But I can say that it was probably a pretty cool car. So I'm so glad you saw it. Very nice. Okay, next. Good evening. Okay, so yes, here I am. Still, I don't know what else to do. Okay, let's bring on the one, the only. Goodbye.
Hello, everyone. Beth thought it'd be fun to take over the live stream to start off and have everyone have a little bit of a shock factor here for 2026. She is going to actually join as well. She's not just
yeah, I can stay for a little bit, but I just really choked there. So hello.
It's not so easy whenever you're in front of the camera.
Well, he gave me all these rules and regulations.
Just the regular little ramble I give before everything.
I'm not good at rambling beforehand.
Yeah, it's all good. So anyway, I see a few people are excited to hell of a way to start off 2026. Legend Till says. And she can completely take over here once she gets a little more comfortable if you guys want. We don't have to talk cars, we don't have to do whatever, it doesn't matter. But I'll get us back on track here very briefly and then we can dive in here. The Fiat X119 or X19, I haven't seen one of those
I
in
said
forever.
it right. I said it right, and he definitely did not.
I know,
he didn't.
I'm over here scrambling. But anyway, thanks for stopping by, Theodore.
He's panicking. He was in the background like,
yeah. When it comes to the channel, I'm a bit of a control freak, I guess. What can I say? But Speed Demon RS3 says, I guess you jumped the gun in the last video. STI is on its way back for 2026. I'm sure you've heard by now. Unless you're pranking me, I didn't hear about that. I'll have to look into that, but I didn't see anything in the past day or two. But I'll have to look into that. I'm surprised no one has messaged me about that, because usually if other people see that, they'll send me a message. So I'll have to look into it. That's certainly something to talk about tonight. If there is in fact an STI, I'd love to be wrong. So I'll have to look into that. Let me see. Okay, more.
Yeah, because I was not.
I'm gonna push this back a little bit. That way it's a little more of a wider angle.
Okay, yeah.
I go on. Thanks so much for being a member for 41 months now. We really appreciate it. And he said, I just wanted to say Happy New Year and hi, Beth.
Hello, it's me. And thank you, Lance Watt.
Yeah, thank you so much for the super chat and
thank you.
The kind words there. Let me see here.
I figured it wouldn't be a good start to 2026 if I was not here, because I heard that people have been very upset of my absence.
That might be a bit of an exaggeration, but they're definitely asking.
Okay, well,
they weren't upset. They were just.
I think people were upset.
Okay,
but I'm still here, still just busy.
Yeah, it just in all the craziness. Like I said last week, you had your tooth.
I got a root canal. I had to get a root canal, and I was just not up.
Not in a great place last weekend. So now you're doing better, which is good.
Yeah.
So Lance Wolf also says, hope everyone had a safe and happy New Year. Sadly, no car spots this week unless you count an Audi Q7. Yeah, I wouldn't, but if they're rare around you, then maybe it's an exciting spot around you. Also, thanks for stopping by. Lantern Tales, Wheatman, Tony, and Fazlin as well, and Raphael, and Cam, and Patricia, and Fook, and Luke, Will, and Zach, who says, "What a legend!"
I know. Thank you.
And let me see here. Yeah, and Tony says, "Happy New Year." Only cool spot was an H1 Hummer. It nearly takes up the entire lane. That's a rare spot. You don't see those too often. They are hilariously big. I had a quick little ride around the block in Chris Fix's Hummer back whenever he stopped by Pittsburgh many years ago, and it was crazy, like how I was sitting so far away from him, like because it's so wide. It is definitely takes up the entire lane. And Fazlin says, "Hey Matt, please tell me you heard about the new Ram SRT TRX. I saw Redline review it at the Auto Mopars Forever." Yeah, I saw the new TRX. Yeah, even more horsepower, which is good to see an improvement there with that. It should be fun. For me, it's still just bringing back the same old though. So like, I'm just like, we already did that. I'm kind of like, excited for the next step. And instead, like I've said in the past, Ram's just, going backwards, but it'll be fun. And, it's $100,000. So it's not going to sell that many of them probably, but for those who can afford it, it should be fun, I'm sure. And Lantern Tale says, "What's your New Year's resolution?" I think channel wise, the one New Year's resolution I have is to not take the troll bait as much. I very much, whenever like there is people in the comments that are haters in some of the videos or whatever, whatever, like I always I take a lot of pride in the fact that I do a ton of research and I am very much an overthinker, as many of you guys know. So I put a lot of thought into what I say, how I present things, what I include in the video, what I don't include in the video, what gets cut. And whenever someone's like, "You're wrong about this," I'm like, dude, I did my research. And so there's sometimes I do get things wrong, absolutely, and I always heart those comments and I'm like, thank you for the correction if I do get something legitimately wrong. But especially all the Tesla fans and stuff that have come out of the woodwork whenever I did the lyric video and others in the past, where just instead of just trying, I do enjoy debates, like actual intelligent, good-hearted debates. I've just kind of grown up debating, and that's kind of thing that I'm comfortable with without being upset about it. But there are some times where it's counterintuitive, where I'm like, I think I'm having a nice debate with someone, and then they're all pissed off about it afterwards. I'm like, okay, this wasn't something I should have done, and then I regret it. So I think less debating, less taking troll bait this year, and just being a little more liberal with the delete button and the block button. If someone's just gonna hate my guts, all right, I don't need to see this anymore.
Yeah,
and just
spend less time on it.
And just, instead of trying to convince people I'm not stupid, I'm not crazy, whatever the case is, just be like, all right, sounds good. and just kind of move on. So that's, I think, going to be my resolution for the channel this year, in addition to, again, all the other, improvements I'm hoping to do to the channel as well. That's what says his New Year's resolution is continue being full-on baddie in 2026. That sounds awesome. And I'm curious what everyone else's resolutions are too. Do you have one? Put you on the spot?
Yeah, I don't normally make resolutions because I feel like it's too overwhelming. So I just keep on keeping on. Try to stay positive. That's about it.
Yeah. Let me see. Patricia, thank you for the kind words, saying best YouTuber ever. And Luke says Matt is pretty today. Yeah, that's why. If she wants to just take over, you guys are happy with that. No offense taken. I completely get it.
It's like, I'll get the night off.
Yeah. No, I always enjoy hanging out. But yeah, definitely. I know everyone would probably rather watch her talk instead of me.
Yeah, if you have other car questions or other questions, I will answer them because I can't really answer the car questions very logically. Those would be something that I would have to think about. And yeah. I can't do it.
Yeah, everyone's happy with the surprise. Also, Jay, thank you so much for being a member for 28 months now. He says, "Hi, Beth, a great surprise for us. Just my daily search found a 2013 World Rally Blue WRX hatch, 30,000 miles for $29,000. If it was an STI, I'd trade my sedan." Yeah, that'd be cool. World Rally Blue is always my soft spot too. Those are fun. So that's impressive to find one that's that low miles. I feel like eventually that stuff's going to start appreciating. I don't know when, but I think it probably will. And let me see. So and Lancelot says you did awesome.
Thank you.
And everyone else is just excited about Beth's return here. And Luke says he saw 4 Explorer Sport tracks this week, and I'm in the New Berlin, Wisconsin area tonight. Nice. Well, hope you're staying warm out there on the road, Luke. And that's pretty rare to see those things running around. And let me see. Lantern Tail says, my best friend's brother's going to graduate this year. He was born 2008. Matt is getting old. Absolutely. I'll be 36 this year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And let me see. Chad, thanks so much for being a member for 18 months now. He says, hey, we just got back from vacay in Orlando area to celebrate our anniversary and birthdays. We stopped by the Tally Auto Museum and it was awesome.
Did you go to Disney? Because that's
Disney
where I would have
girl.
been.
Big Disney girl here. So
that's where we got married.
Yeah.
I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a Disney adult, but I do. I love Disney. I do.
Yeah, I feel like you could qualify as a Disney adult.
I could probably qualify, but it's not like I'm wearing Disney stuff all the time.
Not all the time.
Not
like half the time.
You know what? It just happened. It just so happened growing up. I did a lot of every time I would go to Disney, I would get a hoodie.
Yeah, everyone has their thing.
All of them. So I have a lot of them.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah, no shame. But I'm hoping you had a good time there, Chad. And I've never heard of the Tally Auto Museum. Hopefully there's some cool stuff there, and glad you found it awesome. Let me see here. Fook says, yeah, Beth did a pretty good impression of Matt. Can Matt do the same to her? I don't know. You don't have any typical things you say. I could just I don't have enough. I don't have any alcohol in my system. I need much more alcohol to do that.
Jeez.
To really lean into it.
Yeah. Man.
To be super
tough crowd over here. Come on, what the hell?
And Cam says, I have some exciting news. After years of researching and looking, I finally got my first car, a 2019 ILX A-Spec in blue with the red interior.
Boo! Okay.
What? It says already loving the dual clutch. Yeah, that's a cool combo, and that's a rare find to find one with the blue and red. I
feel like that would look cool.
Yeah, and congrats! It's super exciting. I hope it treats you well. And first car, that's awesome. I hope it treats you well. And I also commend you for getting one of those because I feel like they're very underappreciated, as I'm sure you saw in my review. I'm like, why didn't more people not either buy these things or mod these things or whatever? I know the dual clutch is a little bit of a limiting factor with power mods for those, but I just always thought those were pretty cool. So I'm glad you agree and hope you enjoy it. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on what it's like after owning it for a little while too. So definitely come back with your thoughts down the road. And One Car Fast says STI versus GR Corolla. Well, anyone playing the GR Corolla drinking game at home? Go ahead and take your first shot here. GR Corolla all day long for me.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's
somebody get me a drink.
You can go if you want and get one. I mean, I was thinking about grabbing one actually, since we're just kind of having fun here tonight a little bit more. But I just drank the last 2 lives. I did the Christmas one and the New Year's one, so don't want to be drinking nonstop on here.
It's dry January.
I guess we can respect the dry January, folks. Not for me, but for those of you who do that, kudos to you, and feel free to not drink for GR Corolla mentions. No peer pressure for me.
Or water. More water in January. We got to get fit. Yeah.
That's what everyone likes to do. Get
those beach bods going, right?
Get ready for spring break. But yeah, GR Corolla is the way to go to me. It's a better STI. And that it's the proper successor to that car. GHG says, who's the better driver?
Well, why would you ask that? Because he's been to 50 driving schools, and I freak TF out whenever I fishtail in the street. No, that's okay.
You had to drive in a little bit of snow a week or so ago, and you were sweating bullets over that, right?
Yeah, I just slid a little bit.
Yeah.
I have a toddler, okay? Like
That
I
too.
I am a mom. I don't want to like ruin us both in an accident. And I like I almost got into a couple like pretty intense accidents in the snow. So I think like that's
Yeah, you did that full 360 the
I
one
did.
time. That
Yeah, I was
crazy.
like going down a hill that curved. And so I was going really slow and I was in my Ford Fiesta and that lost grip as I was going very slow on the curve. And actually, wait, I was going up the hill on that curve and I lost traction and I was trying to correct and I circled and then was
Face the wrong
facing
way. Oh, so
the
just a
opposite
180.
direction. Yeah, I guess you could
I feel
say
like I had
that.
a memory of you doing a full 360 at one point. Or that was on
Probably.
the highway with your
Oh.
dad.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah,
That
that
was-
was yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
That was I don't know. I'm not I can
See,
probably say I don't really like driving. I'm a good driver, but
you're safe. I mean, like, knock on wood, you've never had an at-fault accident. Or any no one's actually you've never had an accident where you were behind the wheel, right?
yes, I have.
Yeah.
I was in high school.
Oh.
So
Wait, I don't think I know about this.
I was at Starbucks with my friend, you know, as you do in high school, it's just like go to Starbucks, have a drink of coffee. And so we were leaving and it was green and I turned and I think I had an arrow, but there was a drunk guy on the opposite side of the street and he came and he didn't stop and he came and clipped the back of my car.
Man, which car was that? The Focus?
The Sebring.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The
more he knows.
Wow. Yeah,
I wasn't at fault though, because he ran into me and I had an arrow.
Yeah. No, it still wasn't your fault. But I can't believe like
I don't think there was any like I think there was very like minimal damage.
interesting. It's insane. We've been together for almost 12 years and I have that's never actually been discovered until now. Yeah, that's crazy.
I was with one of my best friends, Sammy. Yeah.
Crazy. But yeah, so I mean you're a safe driver, you're a good driver, and also a good bit of luck too that you just never had anyone that's done something even whenever you were at fault. So knocking on all the wood here. But yeah, so and I would love to get you like actual driver training someday. I feel like, because that's what empowered me was going to those driving schools. But even like they have like snow ones.
Sorry.
You can yawn on camera.
I don't want to yawn on camera. You just never know.
Too
much AI going on right now.
Well, that you've already that ship has sailed, I think.
Fair enough.
Anyway, yeah, like it gives you so much confidence. And yeah, I mean, there was that one thing. I got invited to a winter driving school thing that's coming up here, but I'm not going to be able to go due to a scheduling conflict thing. But I'd love to like have
you should have just sent me. I would have just gone and said, "Hello, everyone. I'm Matt Maran," and they would have been like, "Sure, you are," and I would have been like, "Duh."
Yeah, you could. I mean, I don't really do that much anymore, but maybe for the people who haven't been watching me in a while,
it's the deep cut.
They could be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that super guy from a long time ago." But yeah, hopefully someday, because I mean, I think that the training is the best thing you possibly have, because then you know how to react and it doesn't catch you off guard. And
fair enough, but he, speaking of, is the better driver now that we're answering the question.
Yeah, sorry for the long answer. But Lancelot says my wisdom teeth were impacted and the painkiller wore off halfway through.
Ooh, yikes!
I so feel your pain.
I am so sorry. I have very bad teeth genetically. I'm very good at taking care of my teeth, but my genetics are terrible with teeth. So
yeah,
I've had lots of issues, especially like whenever I was postpartum and breastfeeding. That's when I got my first 2 root canals and crowns. So that was fun.
Just pulled that calcium right out of you.
Yeah, pulled the calcium right out of me. And this one just happened to be bothering me in the fall. And the dentist checked it out and she was like, "It's all good." And then, and then the nerve died last weekend, I found out.
And then just got
So,
super painful.
Yeah, the nerve in my tooth died, and luckily I was able to quickly get an emergency appointment and got that root canal taken care of. And yeah, so I'm feeling much better, but I hope you feel better because I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and that was intense. That was definitely intense. I think I probably blocked out most of the memories of that, but the only memories that I have is waking up and my mom driving me home and me I felt like I had to say something crazy because,
David after the dentist.
And I think I was like, Mom, I see Purple Mountain's Majesty. That's what I remember saying. I don't know. And then I blacked out and I woke up again and I realized there was gauze in my mouth and I puked because I was like, what's in my mouth?
And your first reaction was, I have to vomit.
Yeah, I puked and my mom was like, here, take medicine. And that was it.
Nice.
So I got lots of ice cream, but yes, that's really terrifying. And I hope you feel better because yikes.
Hopefully that was a while ago.
Tooth pain is the worst. Like you literally cannot think with tooth pain.
Yeah, it's tough. And Kraken, thanks for stopping by as well. And Raphael says, I'm finally recovered from New Year's Eve. A whole bottle of champagne and 8 drinks was a bit much. Man.
Oh, dang. Whoa.
That's tough. Hopefully you had a fun time until that hit.
Killing it.
Yeah. And Alita Snob says, what do you foresee for EV sales this year? Complete crater. I don't think it's going to last like that forever, but this year is absolutely going to be terrible for EV sales. And, it's a basic supply and demand question in my mind, at least. It's this, that everyone who could afford to pull ahead their purchase or pull ahead their lease, they all did that by the end of September because that was when the best deals were. So it's not that EVs suck. It's just that everyone who wanted one got one. And that's why we had booming EV sales last year. We actually reached a new record of market share of 10.5% in America. So like that's, tells me people absolutely do want them, especially if the price is right. But I think, as a result of that, we have a vacuum.
Do you know who else was a better driver? Was my sister.
I didn't. Oh, so that's who GHG is. That's
my sister, everyone. And my other sister is in the chat too.
Oh, boy. Once you show up, everyone, the whole family's here now.
I know.
But yeah. So anyway, for EV sales, I think, it's going to, it might not even be the entire year, but I think that for most of 2026, it's not going to be great. And of course, you're going to see all the headlines about how EV sales are doing terrible. But the thing is, we already saw this in Germany. They pulled incentives, I think, in 2024. And so that year was terrible for sales for them. And in 2025, it was actually booming. And like Europe is actually growing again with EV sales. So I think it's going to follow the exact same path that it did there. Just take all those headlines with a grain of salt or just laugh at them. Because again, I think EVs are still, going to continue to rise here and slowly gain. And they're not going to take over, the next 5 years or anything. But I think they'll continue to grow in market share as we go later into the 2020s here. And I guess I could say the end of the 2020s, because we're already more than halfway through the 2020s now, which is wild to think about. I'm not mad about it.
I know you're not. You said it like every day.
Well, just reflecting on, the first 5 years of 2020, aside from our daughter, the rest of it, I can kind of leave. I'm not going to miss much other things. I mean, I've had some fun experiences for sure, but I'm excited to see what the future holds someday. Even if maybe this year might be kind of rough too. We'll see what happens. But anyway, so where were we here? Darnell, thanks for stopping by. Says, hey man, Happy New Year to you. And Happy New Year to you as well. And Cam says, sorry, the comments just reloaded. Chad, thank you for a super chat. He says, congrats, Cam, and great to see you and Beth too. Well, thanks so much for stopping by, Chad. Let me see.
So Carrie.
What?
Carrie's in the chat.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out.
Right there.
Oh, okay. Woo, Maran family showing up.
Woo.
Thanks for stopping by, everyone. And Cam says also waiting for some snow down here in in Maryland to do a handbrake turns there in the parking lot. Yeah, that's a really good way if you can't afford an actual driving school or whatever. Going to a snowy parking lot where no one's going to yell at you, that's a great way to learn snow car control and just learn your car in general, even if you're not worried about snow driving, just where the limits are, how it reacts at those limits, so that whenever you're doing double the speed on a dry road, you don't get caught off guard if it ends up doing something, you know how to catch it and all that. So yeah, looking forward to hopefully you're looking forward to that, and have fun with it. The Theodore says you have two amazing smiles, like you can see the dentist office on posters.
Thank you.
My teeth, I appreciate the compliment. It's hard for me to take compliments, but yeah, mine, I elected to not get braces as a kid.
Ooh, elected?
So, yes.
I don't think I even had a choice.
I had a choice, and I said that my teeth gave me character as a teenager.
As a teenager. Well,
Yeah.
I started I got braces in like the first grade, like the first 4 teeth.
Wow, really?
And, yeah, first 4 and an expander, because my mouth's really small. And then after that, it just then I got more, I think, in middle school. I didn't elect, but that's okay. I like my teeth. I do.
Same. I don't even, it's not something I really worry about. So, which is good, especially being on camera all the time. But thank you so much for the kind words there, Theodore. And let me see. Lancelot says pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
I don't eat. I'm not an adventurous eater. I eat like a 5-year-old. I'm down for cheese pizza and some chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
and
no
fries.
toppings at all for you.
No, I dabbled in like pepperoni and stuff when I was little, but then I was like, I don't really like this, so I stopped eating it.
Yeah, I'm pineapple on pizza. I have to be in the mood for. It's not something I like get every time I get a pizza, but every once in a while, good old Hawaiian pizza.
I haven't really tried it. I love
good.
Pineapples, but like I haven't really tried it.
You
But
should get one next time we get it and see what you think.
Yeah.
See, you said it might sound good. You should try it.
I feel like my parents have gotten those before, and I feel like they forced me to try some. Yes.
So you did.
They were like, ugh. I mean, probably. I would assume that yes, I've probably had a bite and been like, that ain't it.
And then you blocked it out of your mind.
Yeah, I mean, it was worse to get braces. I'm just kidding.
And hamburgers.
Are we trauma dumping tonight?
Let's not. Hamburger says, did you see the worst car of the
Hamburger?
year?
Oh, yeah, it is hamburgers.
Yeah. You're like, what?
Hamburger.
More food? He says, did you see the worst car of the year was Dodge Charger EV, according to Doug? I did not see that, but because I definitely do not spend any time following Doug. But doesn't surprise me. It's also
his opinion.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about everyone that's out there giving their car review opinions is there's lots of different takes, and you can decide whose views you most frequently align with and all that. But that's also a very good play, which I mean, I don't know how sincere or insincere all that stuff is, but like people want to get the pat on the back that like the thing that they hate is also the thing that their favorite YouTuber hates or whatever. So that's a very safe bet to say, oh, the Charger EV sucks, because like a lot of people think it sucks as well. Obviously I'm fine being a contrarian and having the polar opposite opinion that Charger EV is great in my opinion. It's also, I guess he maybe just didn't review it until 2025, because for me, that was a 2024 one, which is why it didn't come up in my top 10 this year, because I reviewed that in December of 2024. But anyway, it's Doug. I'm not too surprised. But anyway, let me see. Kraken says you do not look 36, Matt. That's reading ahead in the comments here. So thank you, Kraken. I appreciate that. And I still got about 6 months or so to go until I actually hit 36. I'm only like halfway through 35, so maybe that's helping. I think we have another. Thank you so much, Nintendo Atari Killer, for being a member for 16 months now. He says, would you rather crawl over a bed of Legos or bike up Canton Avenue? Wow, good question there on Canton Avenue. That's
I don't know where Canton Avenue is.
That is there's, I guess, some debate about what is actually the steepest hill in the world, but I think if not the entire world, it's the steepest in America. And it's in
I
Pittsburgh.
like
It's
to
in
bike.
Pittsburgh.
I like to bike.
You wouldn't
ride.
enjoy biking
So
at Canton.
I think that, you know, you just do your zigzag and you're good. Do you know how to do that? Because I know how to do that, and people don't know how to do this. If you want to get up a hill on a bike, don't go straight, zigzag. If you can, you got to be safe. You know, you can't be zigzagging in front of a car. Yeah. But that's why I learned zigzag, and it makes it easier.
But yeah, fun little Pittsburgh trivia. I can't refuse giving a little plug to Pittsburgh here with the question. But yeah, Canton Avenue, that's actually like Audi came like, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago and actually did a commercial showcasing Quattro all-wheel drive by dumping snow on Canton Avenue and charging up it. And there's also a Guinness World Record, I think, that was set in some way on that hill in the past decade or two. I actually have been thinking that'd be a fun, if I were to do like slight dabbling in adventure vlogs, doing like cool stuff in Pittsburgh, it could be kind of a fun idea. And like doing one of Canton Avenue, I think would be kind of slightly interesting maybe for car people.
I'll just bike right up it.
Yeah, Beth can demonstrate the zigzag for us while I just slowly drive past and say, cars, they're great. Goodbye.
I like to bike ride. I love bike riding.
No, biking's fun.
You don't like bike riding.
No, I do. I biked the Cumberland Trail, going from like Maryland to Washington, D.C. in like middle school. I love biking.
We biked in the south of France, so that was really fun.
Okay, yeah, humble brag there, but yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That's not a humble brag. It's just like we did it.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
it was not a humble brag. Yeah, I was just excited.
Cool. Yeah, that was a cool experience for sure. And I mean, I wasn't complaining there. It was hard because, of course, the guide was on an e-bike, which it's a little bit harder to keep up with. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean, I
biked down. Go ahead, you can finish.
I biked all over the place, and I was the type who I really wanted to have a speedometer on my bicycle. And so like I like wired up, you could get like a little speedometer you like put on and like it would measure, you know, at the wheel or whatever. So I had like a speedometer on my bike, and the miles I put on my bike, I rode all over the place.
Man, humble brag.
No, yeah.
I bike rode down Mount Haleakala in Maui.
Yeah, that was a cool ride, I'm sure too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But probably biking could be fun, but I could probably crawl over a bed of Legos too. I mean, I've definitely done that.
Yeah,
many times.
I think for me, like the bed of Legos would probably have less residual pain afterwards. So I think I would elect for that because if I biked up Canton Avenue, I'd probably be feeling it for the next week. And
I feel like
especially in my shape now.
I feel like I'm athletic enough. I could deal with
biking. You'd be fine, but I would be hurting. So I'd go for Legos personally.
I work out every day.
Thank you for the fun question. And yeah, I know she does a great job of staying up with her health. And it's something I wish I was able to do as well. He
doesn't have the time, guys. He's doing this 24/7. It's really sad.
Also, as we're scrolling through, I see Chris Fix has stopped by for a second. So thanks for stopping by, Chris. I don't know if you heard a minute ago. We were just talking about your Hummer.
Everyone, I know Chris. I've seen his face.
When did you?
You've shown me pictures of his face. Oh. I haven't met him in person, but I know. You
almost came with me to the one thing.
Yeah, I did. But
you are.
But I know you.
He's never actually met you.
Yeah,
so you just know pictures of him, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but I think we have a good enough rapport. You know, the two of us.
You might be a little overconfident on that.
He'd probably be like, "Who the hell is this girl?"
Yeah, probably.
You let us know, Chris. What's up?
But thanks so much. I mean, the largest automotive YouTube channel in the world is here, or was here for at least a brief moment, and I'm incredibly honored. Thanks so much, Chris. Hope you're doing well and having a good 2026 so far, and hopefully we can all hang out again here sometime in 2026. Yeah.
Yes, you can. Someday I'll meet him.
Yeah, well, maybe they can all come to Pittsburgh and
maybe
have a grand old time.
Yeah.
And let me see here. So 42 Pro says, any thoughts about combining the rant style content with standard reviews? I know that it will put a date on any review, but also might let your perspective and fun takes shine through. I mean, I try to do some ranting whenever the car calls for it. I mean, actually, the Outback I just reviewed is a great example of this. I kind of roasted the exterior, and I thought it was kind of a fun way. I kind of had a little bit of fun just taking shots at the exterior styling on that. So if you haven't seen that one, that's kind of
and then everyone was like, "Oh,
yeah, no, yeah, not at all. But and I ranted about the steering wheel too, because like there's a zillion stupid buttons on that steering wheel.
Oh my gosh, the buttons.
Yeah. So this is why I love seeing you in these, because you just like rib me the whole time, and it's definitely far more entertaining than me just rambling about cars, I'm sure. But yeah, so like I think doing more of that in the reviews is definitely I think I did a little bit more of that in 2025, and I'm going to keep doing that again without forcing it. I don't want to just rant for the sake of ranting, but like I was pissed off with the Rivian key, and I ranted about that last year. I was annoyed with the Polestar 3. I ranted about that in the video a bunch. I even did some little like shorts and stuff. Yes, I talk with my hands. It's the Italian buttoning.
I just wanted to see how long it took you to notice.
No, I'm just blocking it out. I'm in the zone.
He's blocking it out.
Yeah, that's the Pittsburgher. Yeah,
why are you telling me?
Well, I'm telling everyone else, because
you're
like, why are you
talking to me?
Everyone else will be like, are you having a stroke? Why are you saying like what is that? Because I'm sure everyone isn't intimately familiar with Pittsburghese like we are. But anyway, yeah. So I think
everyone likes me being here.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. That's why they're asking for you.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll take my lead. No, okay.
But yeah, but I'm definitely gonna do more, unapologetic stuff. And I mean, I got heat for it. And there's a lot of Subaru fans who were annoyed at me for saying the things I said about the Outback. But yeah,
clearly they were WRX fans.
Yep. not of the matte variety, at least. Yeah. But yeah, so I think that's going to be kind of my way of integrating those two for sure. And Fazlin says, Beth being in your live reminds me on how I ramble about cars with my girlfriend, and she has no clue what I'm saying. Love this.
That's so true. There's so many times in the past, however many years, that we've gone to car shows and Cars and Coffee and like all that jazz, and Matt will just stand there with all his friends and be like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And my brain just goes like into a field of flowers, and I'm just standing there like, what's going on here?
Yeah, just completely zone out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a nice zone time, but sometimes I said, on to the next. Let's go do something else.
Right.
I'm not here. I'm just somewhere else.
Right. And Bobby says, my new tires are great. Michelin Pilots are awesome in the winter. So far, 2,000 kilometers on them. 100 pizza deliveries to date with no issue in my RS3.
Nice.
That's awesome. I'm glad they're doing well for you and you're having fun with the RS3. And I guess, I don't know what we... where that
I have the audacity. I know.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And Lantern says, to keep 2026 into perspective, the 10th gen Civic is now 10 years old. Yeah, it's a lot of the stuff that you got to pinch yourself and be like, wow, I guess we are far off into the future here. And Car King says, stick with the channel and business, Matt. It took me 7 years to get my car dealership off the ground. After 5 years, I almost gave up. You got this. I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, it's I'm gonna keep it on here and see where it goes. But yeah, hopefully this year is better, and hopefully those rants, those little news videos, and even the junkyard stuff hopefully does well. Man, you're scrolling through the comments. I'm going to lose my place. All right, it's down here.
I'm trying.
Sabotage in here.
No, it's down. Yeah,
right
there. Okay.
And all right. So Lancelot says, well, Jack Daniels is made in a dry county. Interesting. I didn't know that. That's funny. And Luke says his New Year's resolution is to spend more time at home, even if that means turning down some longer routes at work. Well, yeah,
fair.
You got to take care of yourself. Absolutely. And Tumbling Mustard says, I saw a classic SNL sketch that was an ad for a luxury car that looked like a junker on the outside so it wouldn't be stolen. What car is super nice on the inside but looks terrible on the outside?
Ooh,
that's a good question.
I can't answer that.
Is there any car that you think looks terrible that's like actually nice? Like just, I don't know.
I don't know.
Man, that's a good one.
I really like interiors of cars. So, you know, I feel like I would be like, I like that interior, but I hate the outside. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, especially from a modern standpoint. I can't think of anything. I mean, I think that like,
ooh, okay.
Go for it.
I have an idea. So, kind of niche. But I really like a lot of the Lexus interiors. They're like, okay.
Yeah.
But there's kind of a, like I said, niche reason. You know, I don't really love the exteriors of a lot of the Lexus vehicles, especially the SUVs and stuff. I feel like they haven't really changed too terribly much in the past, 10, 15 years, maybe even longer.
Yeah, they're like spindle grill, I think.
And so for that reason, I'm out. Just kidding.
That's a good example though.
But,
a lot of people don't like the Lexus styling.
Yeah, and I feel like inside, yeah. I feel like we were looking into the one before we got the Lyric, and I was very against it. And the reason why is because we have some neighbors that are.
Well, it's not even that.
No, for real. The reason we have neighbors around us that have 3 or 4 of the exact same Lexus RX.
RX, yeah.
And yeah, it's the same one.
Every family member has
color
one in the same color.
And Matt was like, "Why don't you get this Lexus?" And I'm like,
"You know what? It wasn't an
RX. I don't. I don't
That I don't
want to associate.
Turned you off to an entire brand.
I don't want a Lexus. Well, I guess I should say a Lexus SUV for that reason. I don't want to be associated.
Well, so we were looking. The one that I was considering was the RZ because there was really good lease deals on those, and obviously she wanted an EV. And so that one though, you also didn't like the pointy roof spoiler thing.
I didn't. Yeah.
And that drove you crazy on that. Same thing as Solterra and BZ4X.
Yes. I definitely didn't like those.
So that was like a deal breaker for you, even if you could have gotten behind the rest of it, which you had a lot of other, like you just don't like Subarus and stuff like that.
I liked the, what was it? Copper Crest,
yeah.
Color. I really liked that color. I thought it was like, I did think it was really cool. And then I got behind someone with that color and they were driving so slow. And then I passed them and it was this cute old couple, that drives slow. And then I swear for like a week, I ran into this same old couple and I was like, I can't have that color car. I'm going to be the same as these people. So I just, I can't, but the inside is nice.
Yeah. No, but that's actually, I mean, I have no problem with Alexa's styling, but that's probably the best answer to that question, honestly, that I can think of.
Thank you.
Like, no, I think you actually like that. You knocked that one out of the park. I would have been completely stumped. So, yeah, I think we can just, that's it.
Thank you, everyone. Answer. I answered your question, so I will now be taking over.
There you go. Yeah, you're, you're already, you're talking cars, even if you're not thinking cars. You're doing good. And let me see here. Kraken says, my spot of the week wasn't a car-ish. It's the McLaren W1 Lego set. Spotted it tonight at Walmart and picked it up. Now at 11 McLaren Lego sets and counting. That's awesome. Well, have fun.
We love Lego.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And Lantern Tale says Forza Horizon 6 is coming out in the first half of 2026. Mm-hmm. Yes, being in Japan, I love that. That's probably the most excited I am for a racing game in quite some time. Will I have time to play it? will I spend, what is it, $70 now for, and I have an Xbox One. I don't know if you probably have to have the new one, which I don't have. I'm so out of the loop on video games. I love the idea of it though. I would love to play it someday. And because yeah, I think that'd be really, really cool. I'm pumped for it and pumped for everyone else to enjoy it, even if I don't have time to enjoy it myself. But right now, so it sounds like she is the better stunt driver.
Clearly, you know, because I really handled that well, and I was like, whew, and then kept driving, you know.
Yeah, you just did that 180 and put your sunglasses down.
Yeah, and I was like, on my way, and then I like had a panic attack later.
Yeah. And Cam says, yeah, Hoonigan needs to hire Beth a full 360 with the little reaction emojis. Yeah. Appreciate that, Cam. Let me see. I see. Kraken's excited for Forza as well. And Lantern Sales says, what is Beth's reaction to Matt getting into 2 different accidents in the Mustang?
Well, that was a lot because I like got to the gym and he called me and he was like, I'm in an accident. The tree fell on me. And I was like, huh? And I called my parents, I think, because I don't know what. I think I had to like be at work or something. Did I come get you or something?
No, you just continued on with your workout and your parents came or something.
I think
I was fine.
Yeah, so I think I just kind of like, you know, he was okay, so it was fine. But yeah, it was.
And you were in the car for the first one.
Yeah, I was in the car for the first one. We were pet sitting for my friend and we had to go let her dog out. And I was like, let's go now. And I feel like we could have like waited or something. But anyways,
wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, I'm just gonna like make sure I go now for some like odd reason. And then yes, that was crazy because the dude was not very nice to us. And then, you know, he tried to like take money from us and it was like the whole
he was underinsured.
Yeah,
because he just had a motorcycle and you can in PA you can have like $5,000 in insurance.
But it was really interesting because he grew up where we live and I also grew up where we live. I had a lot of people from like out of the woodwork that I knew from like high school that started adding me on Facebook that I noticed were friends with him. And like, it was a whole like weird thing that I was like, this is a little weird.
Yeah.
And yeah, but you know, we were all good. And
after a couple little bumps and scrapes, I mean, thankfully you didn't get hurt, right?
No, I think I ended up having like a migraine or something afterwards. I don't remember, but
because
we both ended up getting like treated. But I think they just gave me like
they might have just
anxiety medicine.
Because I think so because he like sideswiped us and I had the window down, the side mirror smacked me in the face, gave me the bump, glass in the eye, and I thought didn't it like ricochet off my head and like did it land in your lap, the side mirror or something? I don't think
it did, but what I think happened was they like wanted to check us out, both out just in case.
Yeah.
But I think my anxiety was just really high, so I got like medicine for that. So but
you actually like you went over and like you were the one on the phone with
we both
called 911, but you went over to like him because he was on the ground with like a gash in his leg.
Yeah, he was. And so I had
you were actually like helping him a little bit.
Yeah, and some lady who was like around had stopped and she was like, I have a water bottle, and she was like pouring the water on his leg and like this whole thing. And we were just trying to figure it out, and Matt was just taking pictures for content.
Oh, I was also on the phone with the cops and stuff. But yeah, I also wanted to like document it because like I didn't want this dude like that's my first reaction. It was whenever I'm in an accident like that, I'm like, I need to document everything for like insurance and for all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And luckily like the cops came and everything and we were able to handle it all, but it's crazy, and it took a while for us to drive back on that road again, which is a road we really use daily.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Same with your other one with the tree.
Right. Yeah, I don't love driving through there because PA is just, they don't take care of trees on the side of the road. I mean, there's so many trees that are like this, like they're like
or hanging
over the road.
on power.
Yeah, they're
power
actually
lines.
sitting on power lines in some cases. It's PA. I mean, there's some nice things about PA, but man, they are horrible with road maintenance, with, you know,
it's
trees.
crazy because our neighborhood is like we're on like a huge big hill, and surrounding us is woods, and all of those woods are like on a hill, and you know there's so many
And
trees.
all those trees are like sideways.
We lose power, I feel like, all the time because there's always a tree falling in the spring and summer. And
yeah, and actually, like right by, if you guys know Harrison Auto Sales, where I do a lot of my, you know, used car reviews, there's one of the roads that I drive on a lot of the times for that in that area. Just like a week or so ago, a tree fell on someone's car, and unfortunately it actually killed them. And like that happens all the time around, at least in PA, happens a lot. And it's just, I got so lucky, and I still like, yeah, it's one of those things. The insurance adjuster was like, if you had been going 5 miles per hour slower or faster, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. Like, it was like, you know, it's one of those things you just.
And you were heading to Harrison Auto Sales that day?
No, I was heading to Tom Henry that time.
Okay.
Which is,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, Chevy dealer I did all this stuff with. But anyway, so let me see here. So yeah, Chad says, yeah, don't drive under trees. I would, yeah, advise against it if you can avoid it. And let me see. Oh, Lancelot says his wisdom teeth were back in high school too, so it was about 2+ decades ago for him. So
yeah,
that's good. It's in the distant past there. And let me see. Luke says, you might have lost your wisdom teeth, but not your wisdom. Too corny. Don't care. We're not in Nebraska. Let me see. Kraken says, Beth, you're too energetic at 9:30.
That's fair. You know what? It's just my personality. Honestly, it really is. Because this is how I am 24/7. And if you knew me, especially in high school, you would have probably been very angry because this is how I was at 6:30 in the morning. So
and people were like, you're too much.
Yeah, people were really upset with me. There was a lot of times where they're like, what are you on? Because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just who I am. So sorry, everyone. And we have another member of the Matt Maran motoring family coming in.
Oh, yeah. And also, I want to give a shout out in the meantime to Chad. Thanks so much for gifting a membership. And Lancelot, thanks so much for gifting memberships. I really appreciate the generosity, everyone. And happy to see some familiar faces.
You know
and
what,
some
Kraken?
new ones.
I think I have ADHD too. So it's probably why.
Yeah. All right. We do have some people that were excited about the cats previously.
Yes, this is Daisy, everyone. Yeah. She will be along for the ride. I can't. Is she on the camera? Okay.
Yeah, she's in the corner there like this.
Yeah. This is Daisy. She's going to be 11 this year.
Yeah.
She is a Maine Coon cat.
Yeah.
And she's very big. Ooh, let's see. She's not like super big, but
she's not because she's a girl. The Maine Coon girls are a little smaller, but
she's like, what are you doing? Now you can sit and just relax.
Let's see how long this lasts. Girl. She doesn't often stay in one place for very long. But all right, and
she couldn't stay away though, so that's why she came in here.
Yeah, she wants the cuddles.
She's purring, so that's
always good. All right, let me find where we're here. So yeah, I see everyone else is excited about Chris dropping in here. Sorry, it took me forever to notice that. Let me see. Also, Jill says, "What's your favorite thing on your shelf?"
Jill. Oh.
Yeah, GHG. You can answer.
Sorry.
What's your favorite thing on my shelf?
Clearly, it's not a question for me.
I mean, you might have an answer as well, but I'm trying to think.
Is she still here, Jill?
I don't know.
She's home. She's my sister lives in Austin, and she's home for the week.
Yeah, been having fun with family.
They're watching the game.
Yeah, which I apologize if anyone else is also
the Steeler game.
We probably don't have hardly any Pittsburghers in here actually, because everyone's probably watching the game instead. But my favorite thing on the shelf, It's hard to say, but I think it's probably, and if you remember, you've seen the tour of this shelf, so I already talked about all this stuff. But there is a piece of leather from an actual Ferrari back when I went to the factory in 2024 and got a factory tour. And one of the little trinkets they give you is a little piece of leather with a Ferrari logo. And so that's probably, I think, just because that was, again, just so amazing as a Ferrari fan to be in the factory and to, you know, have that little keepsake and have a piece of Ferrari leather, which is not cheap stuff either. So that's probably my favorite thing. Doing the Bugatti Lego was also really fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Jill did that with us.
I think she did help kind of build that one.
It was either that one or the Land Rover. You got rid of that though.
Yeah, I sold the Defender, but yeah. All right, let me see here. Darnell says we're closer to 2050 than 2000 now. That's true, which is crazy to think about.
I think it was so hyped for us as kids.
2000.
Yeah, because it was like the new millennium, we're all gonna die, like that kind of stuff. I don't know. I think it was just like so hyped for us. Like,
yeah, I feel like there's not much hype for 2050, probably just because we got enough crap in 2025, 2026
maybe
to focus on. I don't know. But yeah, who knows?
It was like turn of the century kind of deal.
Yeah, I know it's a big deal for sure. 2000 was,
but it is crazy thinking we're close to 2050.
Yeah,
I mean, our daughter's gonna graduate high school in what, 2049? I think
41.
Or
I think it's her. No, not 41, because 39.
39. Yeah, that's it. So sorry, everyone.
Yeah,
we don't know how old our child is.
Yeah, class of 2039, which is also kind of crazy to say too.
Yeah.
But let me see here. Luke says, when I'm older, I'm definitely going to describe the 20s as a decade of destruction.
That's how
very
Matt
appropriate.
Feels.
Yeah,
that's how we feel. Yes,
absolutely. And Decepticon says, what up, Matt and Beth? Thanks for stopping by. Kraken says, gotta watch though. I had done that years ago, and a cop yelled at me. Nothing but a single pole was in the parking lot. Wasn't being reckless, but some punk called me in. Yeah, I had my fair share of that too when I was younger, you know, sliding around parking lots and, oh crap, there's a cop, you know. So yeah, you gotta find a property owner that's cool with the possible liability of someone hurting themselves on their property or whatever, which is rare. So that's why you gotta be quick, get in, get out. Not legal advice, but yeah, you know, just past experience. And yeah, let me see. Trading for Science says, what's your favorite supercar?
I saw that and I was trying to think, but I don't really know because I feel like I just like luxury cars a lot, but I would say, well, I know. Hi. Sorry, she's distracting me. She just loves me so much. I don't know. I think I would say like I really like Ferraris and Aston Martins, I feel like. As a supercar, like if we're in supercar territory.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know, like I don't like Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
I think they're a little too like I'm showing off.
Yeah.
Which is not my vibe. But I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know as far as like exotics, if we're talking non-supercar, then like
then I want a Bentley.
Yeah.
Because it's B or Beth.
It's that so deep, bad. Guys. It's that deep.
Like, it's so bad. I said, like, well, because I said, what did I say the other day? It wasn't about a car, but it was just about, like, I literally go off color.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do that with car, too. Like, not even with a car. Like, I do that with cars. I'm like, what color can I get? But I do, I like, work off of color, like, so much.
Yeah.
It's just, like, like, what's your choice? I just prefer a color. I don't care. Like I was telling you about the Fiesta. I got a bright green Ford Fiesta and they were like, do you want to test drive it? And I said, no, I just want a green car.
This is before she knew me.
It's true. But I just like, I'm not that hard to please, I think, when it comes to things like that. Cause I'm just like, I just want to color things.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let me see here. Cam also says, I think Thor House also said Charger EV was the worst. Yeah, I mean, that's weird that they, I guess, again, everyone just wants to talk about it again for last year because like Throttle House was on my launch wave of Charger EV again in December of 2024. Maybe their video didn't come out until 2025. I don't remember. But I mean, I know they were annoyed. Their car, I don't know how much they talked about, their individual car on the launch, but I think they probably talked about it. I can't remember what theirs had an issue with. If the key wasn't being recognized, there were some bugs for sure on the launch event, like R1 car. And I think I kept talking about this in the video. It didn't have working air conditioning. The AC just like didn't work. So like, there was, and sometimes you have a little bit of that. There was certainly a little bit more with that event than most, events like that. But, so, I mean, it probably didn't make the greatest first impression for them. So in their case, I can kind of understand if it made a bad first impression. But again, it's the popular car to hate right now. And especially whenever you have the car company themselves kind of like recognizing, like this isn't what people want and all that, like then that's like when you really greenlight the dog pile to have everyone just be like, oh yeah, you're an idiot. Like, how come you ever put this thing out as complete garbage? And you just kind of, just fall on the sword there, I guess, for lack of a better term, as far as, Dodge goes. But I mean, yeah. Everyone has their own opinions, I suppose. But let me see. It's just a shame because I think it's actually like, I won't get into that rant, but it was for what Dodge fans do, which is drag race. That was the right way to go. I still stand behind that, and I'll die on that hill.
But
anyway,
very distracted by the cat.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry.
I just blacked out that whole thing. I don't know what he was talking about. Just kidding.
It's like rare cars and coffee.
Yeah, here I am. I'm just like, well, the cat's here, so it's fine.
Anyway. Chad, thank you so much for a super chat. He says, get a Saab 900 and you'll be safe from trees.
My dad had a Saab convertible growing up.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't have been safe because it was a soft top. So
yeah, that wouldn't have been.
But that was so fun. I loved that.
Yeah. And thank you for that, Chad. And Chad, thank you for another one. His voice is as an elder millennial 2000s didn't hold back.
It's true. It's such like the wonder years for sure. For me. But I'm a young millennial, so I was born in 92. So
yeah.
Young.
So.
On the cusp there.
Yeah.
Are you okay? What's wrong?
She's getting squirmy. She's going to start looking for the next thing to do. And Linda, thank you so much for a super chat. She says, always great to see you, Beth.
Good to see you too, Linda.
And let me see here. Cam says maybe it was last year for Charger for Thorough House. Gotcha. And Trading for Science says, only EV I will buy is a Tesla or an R1. Yeah, and I know there's a lot of people that have that same kind of opinion. I got that a lot whenever I posted the lyric stuff. A lot of people that still, just not into anything other than those two.
But conversely, it's my car. I don't know. I'm not a Tesla girly, so
yeah,
didn't want one.
Yeah. And let me see here. Chad says it was cool seeing Batman movie cars and the old school tire kits at the museum. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know they had movie cars there at that one. I'll have to check it out.
I guess we're going there.
Movie cars are my weakness for sure. So next time we go to Disney, we'll have to do a detour to check out the museum maybe. That'd be fun. And Corvette says, in a couple of weeks, my dad would really start the car shopping. He's going to start with the Cadillac Optic. That's the one I hope he will really like. Well, I hope it all goes smoothly for him. Hope the dealers treat you guys well.
But it does not have CarPlay, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows because I harp on that all the time. So.
Well, I know. I guess you've told me too many times.
Yeah, that too. Well,
and
that was a deciding factor for us too, because I mean, I would have probably been more into the Optic just from a cost saving standpoint if it had CarPlay.
Yeah. Here we are.
Yeah. The lyric's great. Aside from the complaints, which still waiting on the dealer to like get that all scheduled in for me so we can get that stuff fixed that I talked about in that video. But anyway, Kraken says, Matt, picture spots. Remember me asking you for spots when I came up for Grid Life, and that spot you gave me by the dealer was awesome. Oh, that's great. Yeah. I told him to go down to the dock by Swickley there.
Oh yeah, that's a good picture place.
Yeah. Sure. So I'm glad that worked out well for you. And there's all kinds of all kinds of little fun spots like that, Mount Washington and others. But it's just you're reading ahead in the comments.
Yeah, I
again.
am.
All right, let's try and catch up here. So
It's the next one anyway.
Chad says, have you seen the vids of the Cybertruck getting stuck in 2 inches of snow on pavement? I think when they first came out, I remember seeing like videos of them getting stuck. And yeah. Yeah, Cybertrucks, I'm still not a fan. And
my daughter really loves them though. I think it's just because they are like a cool, different like shape.
Well, it's designed by a 4-year-old pretty much. So I mean, it makes sense that a 4-year-old would like a car that
one in the same
looks like something she could draw.
Fair enough.
So I think there's some of that. But yeah, Cybertrucks are not something I'm a fan of. But Cam says, POV, your house is on Canton Avenue and you're late for work when Audi dumps 20 feet of snow on your road.
And then I just bike up it.
In a zigzag motion.
Yeah. So like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah. I mean, Pittsburghers have gotten used to streets being shut down for movie shoots and stuff because we've had a lot of that in the past decade or more here, actually almost 15 years now. So yeah, that would have been quite the thing to watch, I'm sure, if you lived in those houses. And Decepticon says, would you rather legally change your name to Hitler or never eat chocolate again?
Oh man,
that is a tough one.
Okay, I don't think I'm gonna answer that one because
I would give up chocolate. I mean, I don't want to, but if it's between those two, I mean, like, man.
Listen, I am a woman and I have hormones, but I also can't name. I can't change my name.
Yeah, there's no possible.
Yeah, sorry.
Forward for
there's no answer for me. I just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not answering that.
Yeah. It's pretty much an impossible question, especially for a girl. I mean, I can give up chocolate. I wouldn't love it, but yeah, I think it'd be all right.
I like chocolate and oranges, and I got 4 of them for Christmas, so I am very happy.
And let me see here. William says, hi, Beth. Long time since I've stopped in for a live stream, and I'm glad I did.
Yep, and you got me and the cat, so here we are.
But yeah, thanks so much for stopping by, William. Hope you're having a good time here. And Theodore says the two of you have good vibes.
Yeah, we did had one. Yep, that's previous. So. I don't know about now. Yeah. Yikes. You feeling the ick yet?
Nope.
The two of us?
Yeah, no, I mean, she's certainly not feeling the ick. She is looking, you guys can't see.
My literal,
here, let me try and like pivot the camera down. Her, like, she's just like on her.
My hands aren't on her. She's just chilling. Yeah. Chilling.
Yeah, she's just like having a real nice time right now. And
just happy to be here, everybody.
Let me see. But I lost my place again. So Chad says the pause on Volkswagen Buzz is sad to hear. Hopefully it'll be back. I hope so too. It
looks so cool.
I think that's another one where everyone's like, aha, see, like EV, like burn to the ground. But I think like with the evolving battery tech, I think that if Volkswagen just knows, look, like this is going to be a write-off year for EVs anyway, why bother importing them if they know they're just going to sit and they're going to lose money, having to discount them to sell them? It does actually make sense to take this year off. And that applies to basically any EV. I mean, you don't want to completely starve the market because there are people that are going to wreck their EVs this year that need to replace them and things like that. But, aside from that, it's going to be a terrible year. So, I mean, I don't blame them for that. And I think, there is newer battery tech and stuff that they're working on. And I'm assuming maybe they can do like a little refresh with Buzz in 2027 model year and, bring it back once there's some, more demand that, rebounds a little bit. I'm hoping that's because then that can maybe fix the range a little bit better. And maybe they can work on some other things, people complain about with them. But yeah, I love the Buzz. And Felix Grant says, terrible on outside, nice on the inside. To some extent, Genesis. I don't care for the grill, but the interiors are nice.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, that one, for me, like Genesis, in my opinion, they make some of the most beautiful stuff out there right now.
I really like their exterior color choices.
Yeah, that too. And the interior colors, they have so many great ones. Too. But man, every time I see a GV70 though, I'm like, man, it just looks so beautiful. And I mean, like they killed it with that what do they call it? The GV90 wagon thing that they came out with, a month or so ago. That thing, that's like the first vehicle in a while that like seeing that thing, like it made me want to like shout expletives. Like it's like that kind of good looking where it's
That
like I
made
just
me
want
want to shout expletives.
well, I gotta keep it family friendly, and I can't just
right.
like go off. But like it looks so good, and like again, it's rare that like that's my knee-jerk reaction to car design, but man, like that thing, it looks so good. So good.
Yikes.
Yeah. So anyway,
continuing on.
So Felix, yeah, okay, yeah, about the Genesis there. And he agrees about the Lexus. And Tumbling Mustard says, "Oh, now that Beth is here, I'll bring back an old question. What is the pettiest reason you wouldn't want a car? My wife wouldn't get one if it had amber DRLs, and I wouldn't get a Jeep. What is your petty reason for not wanting a car?"
I don't like cars with dual clutch.
Oh yeah,
systems.
Yeah, because it's just not smooth.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess maybe that's not a petty reason.
Yeah, I don't think it's petty. It's just the drivability is not
good. What about you? I don't know.
So I answered this one last time he asked.
Okay.
I don't recall my answer. I'm sure the Tesla fans will think that me writing off Tesla is petty. So, I think I have good reasons for it, but you know, there's a lot of people that shake their heads at that.
Well, I wrote them off too, but that was for my own personal reasons.
Right. But like, yeah, I can't think of any other like, you know, really shallow, like petty things to write off. I mean, I guess.
Ooh, his sister really hates the pedal placement in cars. She writes off cars for the pedal placement.
Yeah, she really likes, like, she must have a throttle pedal that is mounted to the floor. The hanging ones, like, I don't know why it's like such a horrible thing to her, but it's like absolutely not, like, can't do it, won't drive cars that have it, like, just completely, there's no wiggle room there. It's like it must have a floor mounted throttle. But I don't know, it just, for her, she doesn't like the feel. So I mean, that's something that she's the only person I know who feels that way on the planet.
I can honestly say that I don't think I don't think I know what any of my car's pedal placement was for any of my cars that I have driven.
Yeah.
I don't think I could be like, well, that was hanging and that was on the floor. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people don't even.
I just push it with my foot. Go.
Right.
Push the brake.
Yeah. And I can't remember what my answer was to that previously.
But yeah, I don't really know. I feel like I just like, I don't know. I guess a petty reason could be my neighbors having a Lexus and me being like, yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, I was thinking that can kind of qualify.
Yeah,
in a way.
for sure.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that kind of stuff where it's just like, you know, I mean, I think there's a valid point of like, you know, if a car, you know, invites a certain type of driver or owner, then that's not a vehicle I want to be associated with and drive myself. So there's some of that.
Ooh, hot take. You can finish, but I have a hot take that people will probably definitely not like.
Well, you can just go. That sounds way more enticing. Go for it.
I don't like Subarus really that much.
Yeah. Well, so what's the petty reason though?
Snow capabilities.
Well, like the overconfidence that drivers have, or
I think in my opinion, everyone, I think a lot of people just get Subarus because they're like, they're good in the snow. But the whole thing about this situation here is, as long as you have a good car, even 4-wheel drive, it's not the good in snow capabilities, it's the tires.
Right.
It's your tires. And I feel like there's a lot of people who don't know that, and they just go, ooh, Subaru, good in snow, I will buy a Subaru because there's snow. And it's like, in the times that, you know, it's that. There's another thing for me that I have paid attention to that was like, people buy trucks because they want to be able to fit a mattress in their truck. I know.
Cat hair on your nose.
I know. So there's people that are like, I'm buying this truck just so that I can fit a mattress in the back when I move. And it's like, one, how many times are you going to move in the lifespan of having this car? And two, I don't think that like sometimes reason is a reason to buy a car.
Yeah.
Like, don't buy a Subaru because you're like, it's the snow capability, when you're living in a place that like barely has, you have 5 snowfalls a year. And
you're driving on bald all seasons on your Subaru.
Yeah.
And you're wondering why you're not like doing better in the snow, which is a common occurrence.
I think it just makes a lot of people overconfident. And there's so many people that are like, wow, I bought a Subaru. Like, I'm amazing. And it's like, well.
And they're the first ones in the ditch whenever you have real snow.
Yeah. I just don't think that Subarus are like the be all end all just because like for some reason everyone thinks they're good in the snow.
Yeah.
Because there's other cars that are plenty decent in the snow.
Yeah.
So I'm so sorry. That's my hot take. Are you good? Okay. Yeah, we just needed a nice little stretch. Okay.
She's got her leg popped there. I don't know if you can see it.
No, you can see it. Oh, are we leaving? Okay. Goodbye. Nice seeing you.
That's it. The life of a cat.
She'll be opening the door soon.
Yeah. And let me see. Dennis says, Mrs. Matt, can he get his Mustang Bullet back?
Okay, listen. I will set the record straight right now. I cried when he got rid of that car. I did not want him to get rid of the car. That was the last thing I wanted to happen with that car. I was devastated. So it is not my fault. Do not even think that for a second. I was so upset. Yeah. We were both so upset. That was a really, really hard time. That was something that he worked so. I have cat hair on me. I was just holding a cat for 20 minutes. That was a devastating time for Matt, especially, but because I love him so much and I care about him so much, that was also devastating for me because that was something that I did not want to happen at all. That was his dream car, and he worked so hard for that car. And for years and years and years, he worked up to getting a car that was very similar. And then he finally was able to get it. And he got it in a very special way. He was able to see it come off the build lot. Like he went through the whole birth of that car and seeing how happy it made him, even if he didn't drive it as often as he would have liked. That made my life, that made my heart happy, that made everything happy. And I will tell you right now, yes, maybe I'm not the type of girl that a lot of people think I am, but I really do. I definitely mourned the loss as much as he did about that, because that was as special to me as it was to him. I was very excited for him to have that car. And I think that it was a really big blow. It was a really big blow to him and me at the same time. I mean, obviously it was a bigger blow to him, but I care about him so much that it was just as upsetting to me too. I saw him mourn that. We had many big talks about that, many cries about that, and it was really rough. I know that it's in good hands now, and it's in a great place. Was it what we wanted? No, never. I would have never wanted that. But yeah, I just to set the record straight, like, no, I did not tell him to sell that car. I did not force him to sell that car. I didn't say, you better do that because this, that, and the other thing. Like, I said, no, you can't not have a car. Like, I was the one telling him not to sell the car.
Yeah, I actually was like, she was trying to talk me out of it at certain points because I was like, this is what I need to do. And yeah, and she like, I was just really struggling to even get to that same place that I already was in, of being like, it's not gonna make sense to keep this, So yeah, but yeah, it's
So I just want you all to know that I love
and I think most people knew
yes,
that,
but I will tell you that I love my husband very, very much. And I am so happy when he is so happy and fulfilled. And that really, cars are his thing and his life. And I will always do nothing but support him in his endeavors with the car world, even though he has currently a little tiny meatball. Shout out to Nate.
Yeah, who my neighbor that gave me that as soon as I got the Fiat, which I love that little thing too. It's I'm happy to have a car again, because for a while there I just tried to just do the only press car thing, and I missed having a car. So I'm glad to have that little thing for $130 a month, very cheap, but still have my own little car that still is fun, and is able to swap in whenever the press cars are not in the schedule. But anyway, so Lance says he had an orange tabby that lived to 18, and he has an 8-year-old tuxedo cat now.
Love the tuxedo cat. My older sister had a tuxedo cat that I think lived until 19 or 20. And my childhood cat growing up lived till he was, I think, 19 or 18.
Yeah. And Dennis is admiring the Bullet license plate that's down there, the one from the Bullet. And also, Chad, thank you so much for another super chat. Sorry, it took us a few minutes to get to it here. He says, do you pick out Matt's outfits for vids? They're on point. I think I'm being ritzy when I go to Target, though.
Hey, I don't pick them out, but I do buy him a lot of clothes. I love fashion, and I love... I know he loves Puma, so I did buy this for him one Christmas years and years ago. But no, I don't normally pick out a lot of his clothes, but I do buy him a lot of his clothes, because I'm like, you can't wear this Hollister shirt from high school anymore. So I'm just like, you need something new.
Yeah. So she keeps me a little more up to date as much as our budget allows. But yeah, it's she does a good job.
And I'm super good at finding deals. I'm insane about finding like good deals for things.
Yeah. Because your birthday is like coming up this month.
Oh,
and you want to briefly mention you did a Madewell.
No one cares. Okay. No one cares. These are all men, and some of you women. And I'm so sorry, but yes, I will tell you, if any of you like Madewell, the store Madewell, there is men's clothing there that looks good. So if you are a man and you want to look nice and put together and not looking like your shirt that you were wearing at a frat party 10 years ago, maybe you should shop at Madewell.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Definitely not sponsored. I don't buy my clothes very often, but I do love that store, and I love a lot of their clothes. One great thing, my birthday is in January, so my birthday's in a few weeks. Every year, if you have a Madewell account, they will give you for your birthday month, so for the duration of your birthday month, if you shop one time at Madewell, they will give you a $25 off a $26 purchase. So for my birthday, I just, for I don't know, almost 10 years now, I have bought a lot of I go to the sale section and I find $25 to $30 worth of things. And then, and then
you paid $4 for 3 things.
Today I ordered my birthday Madewell things, and I got a pair of jean shorts that were on sale that retailed, I think, for $88. And I got a t-shirt. I got 2 different t-shirts. Nothing crazy, but 3 things, and I spent $3.99. So you do the math and see that I paid $4 for 3 things, and they're nice things too, because Madewell does make some pretty nice clothes. They're pretty good quality.
So that's the kind of shopping she does. She's
that's what I do.
Bargain hunter.
Yep, I am a bargain hunter for sure. Not sometimes out of necessity. Other times I literally bought our daughter's Christmas gifts, and I did a really great haul for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing she prides herself on, is finding the deals. And let me see here. So Felix says, agree with the Aston Martin over Lambo comment. Lambo's too much showing off.
Mhm.
Yeah. And he also says, I thought the greenish bluish Mercedes that Beth had was a very beautiful vehicle.
I missed that car. I also cried when I got rid of that. So, and that was around the time when I also needed another root canal. So that was a really, really rough day for me.
Man. Yeah. And Nintendo Toy Killer says, Beth should try the Porsche configurator. You can customize it with any color of paint.
I have tried the Porsche configurator many times.
It's a fun little thing to play around with. Yeah. And Jonah, thank you so much for a super chat as well. He says, random question for Beth. Are you also a reader? If so, what genre and author? Also, happy birthday from a fellow Capricorn.
Ooh, thank you so much. I'm right on the cusp. So I'm technically an Aquarius. I'm also, I am an Aquarius. So I like to read, but with a toddler, surprisingly, I don't have too much time. I would love to get back into it. I have always liked, I don't know. I feel like I've always liked like comedy books, but I do like comedic books, but like in high school, like weirdly enough, my favorite book was A Clockwork Orange. For some reason liked like really intense, like almost scary books. Even though that is not me at all, but like that was like so like I don't know, I like loved reading those books whenever I was younger. I read through Lord of the Rings in like middle school. So I don't know. I feel like
these days you're just doing like most like bio.
Yeah, I do a lot of like biographies right now because they're like easy to like put down if I'm like trying to like read a couple of pages in between like playing with my daughter or like if I don't have too much time. And also every book that I have gotten in the past few years, I'm like, I don't have time to read. So I like try to read at night and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to get really into this book. And then I read like 2 pages and I fall asleep. So,
yeah. Also a symptom of being a parent.
It's so hard, but I'm so ready to get into more books in the future. But happy birthday because I know your birthday's soon. So hopefully it's soon, but happy birthday. And yes, there you go.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
He said, wait, who go down. Nintendo. He said
his on the 21st.
His on the 21st. Mine's on the 22nd.
Wow. So close. And he says going to buy another fragrance from Sephora. Nice.
Oh, so are we a girl? I don't know. Sephora, yeah, you always get free stuff at Sephora and Ulta.
Oh, nice.
On your birthday. And you get free Starbucks. You can get a free Starbucks. You can get, I don't know, a lot of free stuff. Yeah, I always forget.
Jonah says he's on the 16th.
Oh, nice. Love that.
And
I think somebody I know is on the 16th. Anyways.
All right. Let me see here. So I got about another half an hour or so to go. And where were we here? So Lancelot says the James Bond spec of Aston Martin's or GOAT. That's my favorite spec as well. You're right there with you there. And Chad says the 6-pack was number 2 muscle car on some lists. The Mustang was number 1 with no others. Yeah, I mean, it's all, there's such polar opposites that it really comes down to what you need, between the two. I'm excited though. I'm actually going to be getting a Charger 6-pack here this week to live with for a week. And so, driving it around, not on Tail the Dragon will be kind of fun just to kind of see what it's like as a daily. But I'm impressed with it. And I see Lancelot also likes the Charger EV. So thank you. I'm glad I'm not alone. We're a small fan club though, Lancelot, but happy to have you. And Luke says, I honestly love the Charger 6-pack and I'm looking forward to the Xterra. Yeah, Xterra will be fun when they finally come out with that again. And Felix says, if I had to do it over again, I would have bought a new Saab the last year. However, they were not really discounted despite the announced demise and ending of the brand.
I wanted a green Saab convertible because my dad had one and I wanted a green one so bad.
Yeah, that like electric lime kind of greenish color.
Yeah, but it was kind of like, no, it was kind
more
of muted.
pale.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was pale. Yeah, but I wanted it so bad, and there was one at a dealership near us, and it was that with a blue, like a navy blue top, and I wanted it so bad, and my dad was like, "No, I'm not getting you a Saab," and I had to share a car with my sister. So.
Yeah. And Fuchs says, "Tell your cat I said meow purr."
Good, nice.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good one. I will. Not now. She left. So
she'll probably come
maybe
back
next time.
too. Who knows? Maybe we got another half an hour. She might come back in. And Sark is saying, what do you think of the January 9th auto show where Subaru will supposedly show a new STI? I did a rant on this, so you can go watch that for for my full download of that. But no, it's unless someone else earlier in the live stream mentioned there might actually be a new STI. I don't know, but yeah, I ranted about that, and no, I don't think there's going to be anything new. It's going to be, the same thing Japan usually gets every year at the show. It's going to be, I think some people are suggesting it's going to be basically like TS in Japan, which they don't actually have over there. So it'll probably be something like that, but it's not going to be anything exciting because even the teaser shows a TS wheel. So it's not going to be any kind of, special STI if they're recycling wheels and stuff. So I don't think it's going to be anything notable, but I will, be sure to post a video on the 9th if it is something that is actually exciting. And Nico, thanks so much for the super chat. He says, "Tell the wifey my Mustang goes vroom, you V cars."
Fair enough. I mean, hey, like everybody has their things that they like, but as we tell our 4-year-olds, everybody likes different things, and that's okay.
And let me see here. Lancelot says there's a movie car place in Tennessee. Yes. I can't remember what it's called, but I've been there, and I did a bunch of little videos. This was back in college, but they're on YouTube on this channel. They have like one of the screen used Eclipses from Fast and the Furious and a bunch of other stuff. They've probably changed it.
Yeah.
Why?
They did have.
Yeah. Well,
because that was so long ago. That's what I said. It probably changed.
Yeah, they might have swapped it out or something. I don't know. But it's a huge thing. They had a Herbie, like the usual movie car stuff. But yeah, definitely that's a cool place though, especially if you happen to be in Gatlinburg. It's as a car person, definitely the one spot you want to go to. And Theodore says, "I love the Charger EV, all wheel drive and fast, good for the winter, nice in the summer." Yeah, I agree.
We just saw one.
Yeah, we did. We were picking up Jill from the airport. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was someone who was driving one around. I mean, they had good deals on them at the end there, so hopefully people scooped them up and we'll see more around eventually. But let me see. And Corvette says, even with no Apple CarPlay, I still have hopes that you'll really like the Optic because I'm a big Chevy and Cadillac guy. Otherwise I think the Optic definitely impresses, so I think it should make a good impression on him. Hopefully.
Great.
And Lantern Tail says he just saw Speed 1994, really good movie. Is that the one with Sandra Bullock? I think
we watched that.
Yeah. Where did we see that?
I don't know. I feel like we randomly caught it on TV.
Yeah, that was wherever someone's house, because I don't just randomly pick up movies on TV otherwise. But yeah, that was a while back. I can't remember. But yeah, if that's what I think you're referring to, then yeah, that was a good movie. I agree. And Lancelot says the second one is just okay though. I didn't even know they did a second one. Is that
yeah, that's the one. Yeah, okay. That's the one.
With Keanu Reeves. You're right. Yeah, that was a good movie. I agree.
Was that my parents' house or something?
No, I feel like we were at Jason's house maybe or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so Felix says, dumb question about the chocolate. I think Matt and Beth could have skipped that one.
It's okay.
No worries. And Sark says, I know you didn't like the 2025 WRX TS when you reviewed it, and I completely understand. But I purchased a World Rally Blue one in October, went up to Toge Fest at the Tail of the Dragon, and kept up with with VA STIs. Nice. That's awesome. I wonder if I saw some STIs up there. I think it was November when I was there at the Charger. But anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I mean, certainly for Tail of the Dragon, that's going to be a great car for that. I just hope you got a good deal on it because that was my problem with it is the pricing. You know, aside from pricing, it's a good car. And some people I know were getting discounts. So at the right price, you know, it could absolutely be, you know, an exciting purchase, and, you know, it's a great car. It's just Subaru is just really, yeah, ballooned in price here in the past year. You know, on the Japanese stuff especially. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see, because I think they kind of lost that bet. They assumed everyone was going to raise prices due to tariffs, and then it was pretty much like only Subaru and a couple others who did, and everyone else is kind of trying to just absorb it as much as possible for now at least. So, and I thought maybe for 26 we'd see them readjust pricing, but it seems like they are still sticking with the high prices, and that's, you know, another one of the problems I mentioned with the Outback. You know, base Outback for 26 is a good buy. Anything more than base is too expensive, and there's better stuff. So they just have a pricing problem with Subaru right now, aside from Trail Seeker, like I talked about in my other rants. But anyway, congrats on the TS, and hope it treats you well and have a blast with it. And Lantern Tail says, if Ford did make a new Ford Fiesta in EV form, would Beth get one or an electric C-Class?
I would probably go for an electric C-Class. Maybe just because our daughter's getting older, so we don't necessarily need like a huge SUV or anything. I would not get a Fiesta. I have grown out of that just personally, because I do drive my daughter around and I want us to have space in the car. You know, whenever I did get the Fiesta so long ago, I was single and in my early 20s. And so I think it was the perfect car for me back then. So yeah.
Yeah. And they actually are doing the Fiesta electric over in Europe, at least. I don't know if we'll get that here in the States, probably not, but they are doing it. And they're going to base it, I think, on the same platform as the Volkswagen ID1 and ID2 they're doing over there, which should be exciting to see. And yeah.
But I do want, like, I was thinking about the, what was it? The electric GLC, right?
I mean, yeah, there's that new one that's coming. Did you see?
No, I didn't.
I don't know if we talked about this. This could be a fun thing to do live in front of everyone. You should look up the new GLC electric.
Oh boy.
I think it's hideous.
Oh yikes!
Like,
oh,
holy
man.
crap, they screwed up the styling on that thing.
Okay.
The front end is awful, and I think this will be her actual genuine first reaction to this.
This will be, because I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Just, I don't know.
Oh,
I think it's a 27.
No, let's see. Is this it? The all new?
Yeah, that's the new one.
Okay,
So
hold on. I'm watching the video.
well, it's just like a little.
Okay. Well, it's.
It's like a huge grill.
Yeah, I don't know if I.
Like the back end's fine, but like look at that. Look at that schnoz. Like it's like an enormous illuminated, like.
Okay, everyone. I'm looking at this picture.
It's got like.
Oh, grill. Okay.
A Jumbotron-sized grill on this car. It's just completely disproportionate to the car, and I mean, like,
yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
It seems a little obnoxious for sure.
Whoever did BMW styling must have moved over to Mercedes or something, because I'm like, holy crap, like it's just so bad.
Oh man.
I mean, you can, if you like it, like go for it, but like, I mean, we don't have the money for it, but like, but if funds allowed, I mean, if it's something you enjoy, go for it. But yeah,
no, it's okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. I just
well, you're
taking my leap.
You love your lyric though, right? So I mean,
yes. Okay, that runs into our next question.
Okay.
Go on.
So yeah, says Damien says hi. It's Beth. How are y'all's daily drivers these days? Still good vehicles, and mention them for new reviewers and those unaware.
Okay. Hello, I'm Beth. My car is a Cadillac Lyriq. It is a 2025.
Yeah.
It is green. I love green. It reminds me of my old Mercedes. I love it. It has done really well for me, but in the past 6 months of owning it, I do wear jeans, and it has rubbed off onto my cream colored seats, which has never happened in any of my other cars, even though I heavily wore jeans in both of those.
With light interiors.
With light interiors, yes. So that's been a little suspicious because I'm pretty sure it's not real leather.
No.
So suspicious.
It's supposed to repel that stuff.
So I don't know if it's something I did or something they didn't do. And
'Cause
also,
they're not new jeans, which sometimes like new, like
right,
unwashed
yeah,
denim could do that.
yeah, but I
But like,
wash.
yeah,
So that's been a little suspicious. I think that's the only thing that's like been bugging me. Love driving the car, love everything about it. The other thing we noticed, obviously, in the past couple of weeks, I'm sure he has mentioned, but when I'm opening and closing the doors, they started squeaking, and then I realized the doors are like rubbing against each other. So that's probably one of the only things that I've been like, again, suspicious.
yeah. We're gonna get
So
that
like the
fixed.
paint's like chipping off and of the sides and stuff. So
Yeah, so that's not great. And we covered all that, yeah, in the complaints, the 7 complaints on the lyric that we posted at the end of the last year. So yeah, as far as the Fiat, I mean, it's got almost 1,300 miles on, which is, I mean, it's a 5,000 mile a year lease. And I remember when I was negotiating the deal with them, like, you sure you only want 5,000 miles? I'm like, I wish you did 2,500 miles. I'm like, I'm not gonna, I'm like, if I do 1,000 miles in this thing this year, I'll be amazed. And I'm almost at a year. It'll be a year in the middle of February. And it's, yeah, I'm barely over 1,000 miles, but it's been great, you know, for that limited experience, at least. It's been flawless, actually. It's so far held up better than the Cadillac. So didn't honestly expect to say that, but it's been completely flawless. The app sucks, but that's the only thing. It is completely, knock on wood, flawless. It does exactly what I need it to do, which is be a backup car, be a little runaround thing when I don't have a press car.
I drove it once. He let me drive it once, and I drove it once.
I told her you're welcome to drive it anytime you want. But
I don't know why I drove it.
Because I think all the cars are blocked in, and that was the only one that was out because we had a cluster in the driveway or something.
Yeah, so I left, and then it like started pouring down rain to the point of like all like pretty much flooding in the rain, like flooding in some of the roads. And so I was like, well, I'm in the worst car for this. But I was fine.
Yeah. And you like driving it, right?
Yeah, it was fine. It was cute.
Yeah.
A little fun. Yeah, a little fun run around.
Yeah. Car. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Time will tell. It's a 42-month lease on that one, so I got another, 3.5 year or 2.5. Yeah, that'll be middle of 2027, right? Is when that's going to be, or no, 2028. Yeah,
anyways,
2028. Regardless, yeah, it's going to be a while. So time will tell if it holds up and stands the test of time. But let me see here. Also, Nightbreaker, thank you so much for a super chat. It says, Happy New Year, Matt and Beth. With the rise of AI and RAM being gobbled up by AI companies, how much do you think this will impact car prices? I mean, there's a bunch of domino effects of, all kinds of AI stuff. I mean, we're seeing the water consumption is, really high, and that's something that also, is used at factories for cars. But I mean, there's, the RAM thing, the processing chip thing, I guess it's possible we could see another chip shortage. I think that as fast as AI is, ramping up, I think that it also is more predictable. So I feel like, again, if you at least see a trend and you can at least, it's not something that gets dropped in your lap overnight, like supply chains can attempt to adjust and can try to accommodate. You can plan for production, say, okay, well, we gotta, scale back on this out of the other, or we're gonna offer things differently this year because we know this is gonna be a constraint. Things like that, I think, are going to be, problematic. But I think, there's other chip related things. I mean, like, we've seen, not to get political, but there's been some fairly big news here in this past weekend here. And a lot of chips still come out of Taiwan. And if, we're going to start having people take power grabs at different countries, if I was a car company, I'd be more worried about the future of Taiwan than I would be about AI currently, as far as, the chip thing. Because again, you can ramp up production, you can try to adapt, because that is, again, not something that's happening overnight versus a military thing or something else where it's just like, all of a sudden you're completely caught out in the rain without an umbrella, for lack of a better term. So like, that's kind of, I think a more pressing issue is I think, we're seeing even like, Apple and all these others that are desperately trying to diversify their supply chains on all these chips because you can't, have all your eggs in one basket in this, very unstable global climate politically. So I think but I think, I think it could obviously increase the price, of course, supply and demand. But how much so, I don't know. I think, some of these things, even though these things require chips and RAM, car applications are still pretty tame. So you don't need to have crazy computing power. And so some of that lower tier stuff is a little bit easier to probably get versus the more high powered, high end stuff. And, so I don't know, but we'll see. I mean, there's also going to be developments in RAM and other things like that that are going to hopefully help to keep up with all those things. But I don't love any of the implications of AI, honestly. So, but hopefully that, I don't think it's going to have a noticeable impact to consumers in the near future, at least, in my opinion. And let me see here. So, all right. Okay. So, okay, so Damien says Buzz needs to be revamped, shorter wheelbase, lower price tag, and whatnot. Use the new massage seats out of the Tiguan's, better than the sort of massage lumbar roller thing. Yeah, it'd be nice to get a few little upgrades like that for sure. Shorter wheelbase, I mean, I could see that possibly being appealing for some people, but I think everyone in America, when you said the van, and the Buzz is coming back, you need 3 rows, and I believe it's only 2 row with the shorter wheelbase, if I remember correctly, which I think that'd be kind of a little too weird for a lot of buyers to have a sliding door 2 row vehicle. But I think there's certainly some little improvements that can be made, but I mean, I still love it as it is too. Lancelot says being different isn't being petty. I agree. And Damien says, so seeing the way cars are currently going with future children first cars, what would you give your child/children in the future? I mean,
don't ask me. I'm not the car person in the family, so I don't really have a choice.
I mean, honestly, like the one thing I actually considered that I drove this past year was the Volvo EX30, because I think obviously putting our daughter in something very safe is very high on my priority list, and a Volvo is about as good as it gets as far as that goes. And especially if she's going to be learning to drive in the late 2030s. We're going to be pretty much in a pretty heavy electric, landscape at that point, I think. And I mean, again, those are going to be very old, obviously, by that point. But something like that, a small little Volvo EV sounds pretty, much like what I would like for her, assuming, she doesn't care. If she does care, obviously I want to work with her. If she, it turns into a huge Mustang fan, okay, well, let's try and, figure out something and,
Lamborghini, Cybertruck.
Right. Yeah. I mean, as of right now, she likes the Cybertruck. That would probably be a hard one. We're going to have to talk through that in the next 15 years. Or I guess not even, I'm overestimating time. No, it's like another 11 years. Yeah. Which is
10 almost.
Crazy. Anyway. So but Cybertrucks will be dirt cheap by then, that's for sure. But no, I think something safe for sure. But if she wants something that's crazy, fun,
we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out for sure. I definitely want to empower her to get whatever she wants. As long as it's not a complete death trap, I think I can probably try and support it.
She does really like Jeeps though.
Yeah, which
those are also not great, but
wouldn't love a Wrangler. I mean, but again, maybe we could find other things like the Recon, for example, which would be a little bit safer probably, and also be probably dirt cheap in 10 years, something like that. Maybe we'll see. So Adidas maybe is kind of that is they're saying my mom just got a Subaru because Toyota got too expensive. Interesting. I mean, Toyota's always kind of had a little bit of a price premium. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it depends on which model. But like when I was doing the other comparisons, like when I reviewed Forester last year, Forester Hybrid, and I just did the new RAV4 review, and it's actually priced less than a lot of them, including I think Forester, at least as far as MSRPs goes. I know Toyotas usually give you less discounts than Subaru, so maybe real world transaction prices Still might turn out better for the Subaru. I don't know, but Toyota, in my opinion, at least, prices stuff pretty well. Honda's the one that has the problem with like they're multiple thousands of dollars more than most of the other competitors for less stuff a lot of times. So I think Honda's the one that I really feel is struggling with that. But Toyota, certainly there's some stuff with Toyotas that's expensive. I mean, Tacomas are insanely expensive. 4Runner is really pricey, for what it is and stuff. There's certainly some like that. I mean, I think, again, people still buy them and it's worth it to them. And if I had the money, again, and I needed to live in a place like Vermont or something where I'm, driving through rough roads all the time, I'd love a 4Runner. But, I think, it's, I don't know. Toyota's doing a pretty good job. I mean, I was really impressed. Like Camry came out being less than the last hybrid version and stuff. I think they've done some pretty good stuff personally, but it all comes down to the model, I suppose. And Theodore says, Beth, that was an amazing answer about the Subaru there.
Thank you.
And Paxton says, I had 2 Subarus and they are ugly. That's the reason. Yeah.
Fair.
And Faston says, honestly, I also cried when he got rid of the Bullet. I had to soak in the fact that I will never get updates on it again. Yeah, and it was I was sad to that it got to that point for sure. And Midnight says, should I trade in my 2023 Elantra N for a 6-speed manual Nissan Z? The Elantra is almost paid off. I mean, it comes down to what you're looking for. Everyone's different, and if you are looking for something new, that's obviously very different, a different flavor of enthusiast vehicle, and maybe that'll scratch that itch. If I were in your shoes with my own personal biases and preferences and all that stuff, I would rather have the Elantra N, especially if it's almost paid off. Interest rates still aren't fantastic unless you're getting a killer incentivized, rate or something. But I would totally. I'm gonna have to find my place
What's
again.
wrong? It's
You're
fine.
scored.
No, I got it right there.
Okay.
I was just checking. Sorry.
But yeah, I personally, I'd say, enjoy your paid off car soon. Elantra N is great. Unless there's a reason you want to get rid of it, I'd stick with it, honestly. And Marco says, is the GLI one of the best sedan daily overall price and features and all that? I think so. I mean, yeah, I just talked about that a little bit in my GLI review, and I really am digging GLI a lot more than I did in past years, just because of how everything else has changed. We've gotten, getting more expensive, GTI losing the manual, and Civic Si now having that engine issue I recently became aware of. GLI would be the move, I think, for me, for sure. If I was okay with front wheel drive and I wanted those luxuries, I think Elantra N, would still be calling my name. And also at that point, 35, 36 grand, you're like $5,000 away from a GR Corolla. Ayo, everyone can go and drink again if you need to. But GR Corolla, I'd try and find a way to jump up to the GR Corolla, I think, or just buy one used. But,
brother, this guy stinks.
Yeah.
Anybody tell me what that reference is from?
Yeah. And Theodore says, you can see this is why you have the best show on. Could have so much heart. You can see it through the screen. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for the kind words, Theodore. And Nintendo Tar Killer says, J-Lo did a commercial for the Fiat 500, and Tom Cruise drove a Fiat 500 in Mission Impossible. Traded one movie car for another movie car.
Hey, that makes sense.
We didn't get far enough through the Mission Impossibles to ever see that one, I guess.
I guess. I think we watched up to the 3rd.
Yeah, and then I got too busy to watch anymore.
He's too busy. He works all the time. He even works at night. So we never have time to watch TV.
Yeah, but man, I didn't know that. So now I'm excited to watch another Mission Impossible someday. That's cool. I'm excited for that. Thanks for letting me know. And now I feel even better about the Fiat. So thank you. That you're the best comment of the night. I'm kidding.
Oh man,
thank you.
You're kidding. Oh man.
But Boss Man says, I went from a 2015 Mazda 3 GS sedan to 2022 Ford Mustang EcoBoost Premium. What do you think? Great, obviously upgraded in power, a really fun, swap, and hoping you're enjoying it. But I loved my EcoBoost. It was great.
Thanks everyone for the early birthday wishes.
Yeah. And Lori Ray says, your Cadillac CT5V reviews over the years really factored into me finally buying one 2 months ago. I love it. Thanks for all your great content. Well, I'm so happy that helped you decide, and I'm so glad that you bought one.
That's always so nice to see.
Yeah, and yeah.
And you should have that boost you up.
Yeah, it always makes me feel good to know that people, are helped by the videos and, one form or another. And CT5V, great choice as well. Still an underdog in my opinion, just does not get enough love because they are really good cars. So you bought well, and hope you enjoy it. And thanks so much for the comment. Let me see. Nintendo Tar Killer says, Denny's has a free Grand Slam on your birthday.
Ooh.
Yeah, we haven't been to Denny's in like a long time.
We haven't, but they just closed the one that's closest to us.
What, the one at Cranberry?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. And
dox us.
No, I mean,
anyways,
people can read the road signs in the videos. I mean, it's not like everyone knows we're in the Pittsburgh area, regardless. So Basil says, make sure Beth knows he's a Hellcat boy. Yeah, he is hoping to get a Durango Hellcat.
Perfect. Well, good luck.
Yeah. And Old Chrysler says Stella for life, Nathaniel. So he's a big Stellantis fan there. Thanks for stopping by, Nathaniel. Hope you're doing well. And Nintendo Tar Killer also says, speaking of Stellantis, Ram 1500 Power Wagon Cummins is coming soon. Super excited for that after riding in a rental 3500 Cummins and going sideways. That was probably a wild experience. Yeah, I think it makes so much sense to finally put the diesel in that. And it's amazing it took them that long to do it. Yeah, I think that's definitely one of those, just like TRX. It's that part of the market that people were asking for, and they're gonna finally have that. So yeah, it's good to see, I guess, them still listening to customers for sure. And William says, January birthdays, let's go. My 27th birthday present to myself this year is going to be the Bridgestone Tires Winter Driving School in Colorado.
Ooh, fun.
Nice. That's awesome.
Fun.
That's actually the one I was invited to. It's coming up here.
Oh man, you could have seen each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're probably having like a journalist wave or something.
Obviously,
I don't know,
but
maybe there would be overlap.
Give some people some
what they want. That would have been exciting. But yeah, I've always wanted to do a winter driving school, and it just didn't work out this year. And that also, as much as I would enjoy doing that, no one's going to watch a video on tires or me sliding around in the snow. I've tried doing stuff like that in the past with driving school videos. I did one for my Cadillac V performance driving school. I think, yeah, that one just didn't get any views. I never did any on the other 4 driving schools I did after that. I mean, I think for the Project Cars 2 sponsored integration I posted a video, and I think with that, I talked about learning how to drive in the McLaren 570S at Sonoma when we did that whole little thing a while back. But yeah, people just usually aren't interested in that kind of content, or I just haven't packaged it in a way where people would be interested. But that's most car YouTubers are just like, yeah, like
throw me into it.
Yeah.
And then everyone would watch.
Actually, you're right. If you would have just gone, or like I would have filmed your experience of learning that would have probably been a lot better of a video. Yeah.
A novice in snow driving school, I'd probably scream.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's okay.
You'd be terrified.
I don't have to drive over 10 miles an hour.
But then,
listen, I'm not but I will say I'm not like a slow driver when it comes to like that kind of stuff. Like I try to like,
be reasonable.
Yes. I'm not like a granny driving. That's my sister. It really is. The wink was for my sister.
And Nico says he's still 4 at heart. And is it true the new Challengers and Chargers are coming back with Hemi engines? There's been a lot of reports and rumors about that. I think, based on what we've seen from Ram, absolutely seems like that is probably the way they're going to go at some point here. It's just a matter of how soon they can get that motor in there before the party ends, and the free for all on emissions is over. So but I think it's probably going to happen, I'm guessing, in the next year or two. There's supposedly prototypes running around with Hemis already. So I don't know anything, but I would assume, they do say over and over, like, we're just getting started with Charger. We started with the EV. We now have the 6-pack. Like, stay tuned. They always say, stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. So whether that's badge and sticker packages or that's new engines, I don't know. But like, there's more to come for Chargers, the official word. So we'll just have to see, but I think it's probably going to come at some point here soon. And all right, so we are almost out of time. So I'm going to try and get through the last few questions here, speed round, and then we will head on out here. So Lantern Tail says, do you think Ford will make a John Wick edition of the Mustang? John Wick killed everyone because they stole his Mustang and killed his dog. Yeah, I mean, if they're trying to, get away from the historical stuff, it seems, with, these modern Mustang editions, then maybe they'll do that instead of a bullet version or something. I mean, that would probably make sense for the buying demographic, because, most of the boomers that are into bullet and stuff are just, aging out of, buying new Mustangs and all that. And a lot of them I've been seeing even selling their bullets here recently too. So, yeah, I don't know, it'd be kind of a fun idea. And let me see. Sark also says, you're right about that. Thankfully, I got it for invoice, 4,000 off. Nice for the TS. That's great, but you're right. The value isn't great, especially at MSRP. The tariffs brought MSRP up about $2,000, I believe, unfortunately. Yeah, and then they also simultaneously dropped the base WRX, which hurt the starting price big time. So like now the cheapest WRX is like $39,000 or something. It's pricey. But let me see. He also says, if only they made an STI at that price point, it would be a better value. Yeah, it's a shame they don't. And also, Blooper Reel says, I've been using Copilot AI to make my 5-brand car company, TO Motors Inc. brands. So it's TO Xander, Xventure, Lorena, and Electris. Interesting. That's pretty crazy. Curious to see if it also renders like designs and all that stuff. That's kind of cool. And Sark says, thank you for the wishes. I've always been a big fan of your channel, especially from the SuperX fan days. Happy early birthday to Beth.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for being a member or being a supporting, person all these years. I really appreciate the viewership and just, yeah, it always blows me away that people have been watching since the SuperX fan days. And it's, yeah, I'm always very humbled that so many people have enjoyed it for so long and haven't gotten sick of me at this point. So thank you so much. And Felix says you can negotiate a 5,000-mile lease. I thought minimum was 7,500. Not all companies do it. It's only certain financial arms of certain, car companies that are willing to go that low. Thankfully, Stellantis is one of them. And so that's how I was able to get the 5,000-mile lease. But yeah, oftentimes you're right. 7,500 is usually the lowest limit they'll go for. And let me see. So Nico says a Stang Gang is the only correct answer. Now that I can afford a fast car, the world goes Uvi, and I hate this timeline. Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of things we could all improve about this timeline if we had our way.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And Blooper Reel says he loves Camrys, and Nico saying, yeah, the Simpsons, yeah, that is definitely one of the best predictors of the future. And let me see. Tell me, Mustard got your thing with SpongeBob reference.
Is correct. Yes, everyone's SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob, and I love SpongeBob so much that I was away at camp and my parents redid our basement bathroom to a whole SpongeBob theme whenever I was younger, because I love SpongeBob. Thank you.
All right, but yeah, I think we're just about towards the end here. So I see Blooper Reel says he moved to New Jersey recently, and his Camrys do well in the snow. That's, yeah, especially the all-wheel drive Camrys, they get around just fine. Yeah, it's a great car for the snow. And I see Nico says they have a Nissan track school in Japan. You drive a GTR in the mountains.
Oh man,
that's the dream. That would be amazing. I actually didn't know they did that. That's pretty coll.
We want to go to Japan so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping someday to make that dream a reality. All right, but yeah, I think we have caught up here. So anyway, yeah, thank you all so much for joining in, and thanks Beth for joining in here as well. And
yeah, I should have taken over the rest of it.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you want to hop on next time, we can keep on.
I'll be around. I haven't left. I'll be around.
But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great first full week here of 2026. Hopefully, these days it's hard to know what's going to come in the future, but stay safe, stay healthy,
listen, everyone,
have fun.
Yeah, we gotta just hope for the best here. This is gonna be a better year than it was last year.
Here's to hope.
Sure. Yeah.
And Linda, thank you so much for the very generous
thank
super
you.
chat.
That was so nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so much. And All right. Well, yeah, we will see you guys here. I'll be back to the Wednesday ones here now that we're off the holiday schedule. So Wednesday for another 1 hour live, and then we'll see you again on Sunday here for the next 2 hours. Thank you all so much. Have a great week. Stay tuned for more good stuff here this week, including a new junkyard walk for those of you who enjoy those. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.